What's up, YouTube? So starting part 2. This time we're going to work on the actual bottom of the shell. So we're going to start with just doing like we did before, taking the black primer and just filling in the small areas that didn't get fully primed. Since I've already shown this in part 1, I'm not really going to show this part. So I'm going to prime up what little bit still needs to be primed, and then I will be back. Okay, so using a khaki shadow as the base, I'm going to go ahead and paint in the shell. Using the wet palette for this, just to let the paint last a bit longer. And we're just going to go in with brush, some fresh water, let it, just going to take it. And we're just going to paint in and get a nice generous coat everywhere. And this is just going to be our base and our shadow. We're going to build up with this with the khaki colors. Now you can see it's filling in, but it is kind of thin. So it's going to take us a few layers to do this. But I want all of this painted in this khaki shadow before I continue on. So I'm going to go through and do that, and then I will be back, YouTube. What's up, YouTube? I'm back. So, going with the Terran khaki this time. Now I'm going to go for some glazes of this so I can go a bit heavier. That is not shaken up enough. Shake this up a bit more and put somewhere else. And so we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to glaze this on so we can go a bit heavier in some areas than in others. So as you can see, it's very, very thin. And we're just gonna get the whole entire shell covered. This is gonna give us a nice coloring, and when we continue on, it's gonna, you can kind of already see the shifting right there. So it's gonna brighten it up and get it to look a bit more natural. So I'll be back when I'm done with that. This is gonna take a while. So what's up, we're back. So this is our highlighted. You should see some shifting in the colors. We are now going to come in with our khaki highlight, and I'm going to dry brush this on. And anywhere where I feel like it goes on too heavy, I can wash it down. So by going back with the darker colors. So that's pretty much how it's going on. So I'm going to do this, I'll be back with the results. So we're back, so that is with our dry brushing. Looks pretty good shaded. Got in there as well. So now we're going to focus on these little bitty neck plates right here. So I have a stained ivory, and we're just going to go in with that and very carefully just paint it in, and it'll take a few layers to get a nice good solid coat. So you can see the black is still coming through, but this is going to be seen more with the actual head piece of the miniature. So I'm going to paint that real quick, and then we'll be back to show the highlight for it. So got our nice stained ivory there. We're now just going to come in and lightly touch this up with the creamy ivory to add some detail around the edges. And then once I get this like this, I'm gonna glaze it over to give it nice clean transitions. Okay. So as you can see, we've done our detail work here. So did a few glazes to build it up, and it's got nice smooth transitions. So that's pretty much it. I gotta go through the paints now and figure out exactly how we're gonna do the greens or the skin tones right up in there. And those will be the colors that we're gonna end up using on our flippers and head and whatnot. So I'm gonna go sort through those. We'll be back. We'll hit those areas up, and then we will seal this and go ahead and glue this piece to our shell piece that's already finished, and that'll be it for the night. I'm back. So went and we got a pale green, and we are just going to take this and very carefully layer it in. Now this may take a few layers to get, and we're doing this. This is going to look quite a bit different than what you're probably used to seeing, because one of the things we're going for is, one of the things with the skin tone is there's a lot of these little bumps on like the skin and whatnot, and they'll look like little small little plates, and the effect that we're going for is a very bright color in the recesses with these dark colors on the raised edges. So, kind of see how the green is painting in there. So we're just going to go around, we're going to paint our skin areas like that. I'll be back with the next color. So we've got our green in there, and I've now got a black green, and we're just going to dry brush this onto the raised edges. Which is going to leave that nice bright green underneath and give that look that sea turtles are known for. And I've got our shell piece from previously, and we're in the skin areas in there too. And since these are in our deepest recessed areas of the miniature, we won't really need to do much of any highlighting at all on these. In fact, kind of like the way that looks, just like that, so I don't think I'm going to do any highlighting on that piece. Now dry brush this one. And like I said, this is a black green that I'm using right now. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to seal this in and then glue them together, and I will give y'all a good view of how the model is looking all together right now. Peace out. What's up, YouTube? I'm back to normal painting space. So I just wanted y'all with a better light to see kind of how all these colors are coming together. And I've sealed all of this and is glued together. So now we get to move on to those pieces next, and then we'll finish up with the actual base. So turtle is coming together nicely, and we'll be back later for y'all to see the next step. Peace out, YouTube.